I'm Ms. Eichmann, and I teach U.S. History and AP U.S. History. All juniors here at Lakes have to take a U.S. History course of some sort. You can fulfill that requirement through either U.S. History, AP U.S. History, or American Studies. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the two U.S. History courses and how they are different. U.S. History is designed to help students fulfill that requirement with a basic look at U.S. history. There's not a lot of homework that is assigned. I would say maybe 1 to 2 nights a week you have something that needs to be done on average. Most of what we cover, most of the information that you're responsible for, most of the skills that we work on or that we work to develop are done within the class period. It's a lot of discussion, so the regular U.S. history class does have a lot of discussion. We do write in the regular U.S. history class. You have to write 4 DBQs per year. And so certainly there is an emphasis on historical thinking skills and the process of doing history, but the content is greatly reduced, and the amount of time and work that you have to spend outside of class is also greatly reduced. AP U.S. History is designed for the student who I think first and foremost is interested in American history. They have a passion or they have an interest in American history, and they'd like to take a more critical, in-depth look at our nation's past. It's also designed for the student who's willing to take on a greater challenge. Certainly there's a great deal of outside reading that is involved. AP U.S. History really takes a more critical look at U.S. history. We get into more details. We're able to look at more perspectives. We have a lot of interpretive discussions and perspective discussions, really trying to get students to see American history from a variety of perspectives and to think in a very historical manner, cause-effect, comparing, contrasting, arguments, developing those using evidence. And so AP U.S. History does take a more in-depth critical look, which I think is fantastic for students who are really interested in American history, but also students who are willing to put in the extra work. It is an AP course. It's not designed to be easy. It's not designed to be U.S. history with an extra label. There's extra work that is involved, but if you're interested in the subject and you're interested in the challenge, then it's absolutely worth it because you do get a more enriched look at American history. If you have any questions about the two courses and how they're different or how they're similar, certainly feel free to come and talk to me. I'm available anytime. Thanks, and I hope to see many of you next year.
Okay, Mrs. Reynolds here again, this time to talk about the difference between government and AP government. Government is a required course for all seniors needed to graduate. So you can either take regular Gov or AP Gov. If a student that takes regular government usually has a lot going on, like a lot on their plates. Maybe they have other AP classes or in band or theater where those electives are taking more of their time, and at the end of the semester you are required to pass 2 different exams, the Constitution test and the Illinois Constitution test. So we prepare you for those throughout the course. And then if you're looking to take AP Gov is a good class to take if you've never taken an AP course before. There is some writing involved, more writing involved in AP Gov because we do have to practice FRQs. The cool thing about AP Government is that you get the opportunity at the end of the year to get college credit if you get a 3 or higher on the AP exam, depending on what college or university you're applying to, if they accept it. Additionally though, AP Government, because it is an AP course, does have higher standards for like turning your work in on time, more homework, more outside work, more ownership of your own learning, and also the content is definitely more detailed than regular government. So there's even more that you have to be able to understand and apply accurately. So if you have any questions about Gov or AP Gov, just email me or find me in person.
AP Economics is a good course for those who are interested in business and understanding how the economy works. so that when you get out there in the real world, you'll have a greater understanding of how it works and how you can run a business, be part of a business in your future. I recommend that you have a good math foundation. I recommend that you have a tolerance for reading, and that, but in the end, I think what you get out of it is very valuable because it will allow you to relate better to the world around you and understand what's going on in the news with respect to politics and respect to business.
Go ahead.
Contemporary World Issues is a one-semester course looking at what is going on in the news, what's going on in society today, not only domestically but internationally. We look at topics such as the presidential election, gun control, terrorism, international affairs, foreign policy, and again, anything that goes on throughout your time within that semester, what's going on in the news. Someone who is looking to take this class should pay attention to the news. I don't care what source and how you go about getting it, but pay attention to it, both locally and nationally, but also internationally. Someone who's willing to speak up in class. We do not do a lot of tests or quizzes, but we do have a lot of deliberations, and a deliberation is a form of debate in which we try to actually solve problems as opposed to having a winner and a loser. We try to work together, but you need to be able to speak up in class during those deliberations, be able to defend what you say, and be willing to do some research on that. And overall, it is a class that should challenge you, and someone who is interested in all the things we talked about.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Reynolds. I've been teaching psychology for the past few years. Students that take psychology have an interest in studying the mind and behavior of themselves and of others. It is an elective in social studies, and you definitely do need an elective credit in order to graduate. So it's a great class to choose if you're looking to get that credit. You can take it as a sophomore or junior or a senior. Just depends on when that credit spot falls into your schedule. Psychology is project-based, so we do a project for every unit. So most of the time, those projects involve you researching something that you're interested that is related to the unit. So for example, right now my class is doing a personality profile assignment. So they are looking up and into the personalities of some sort of like famous celebrity or famous person or athlete, and they are applying personality theory to that person. So it's been pretty fun so far. If you have any questions about psychology, you can always email me or ask me directly. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Walsh. I teach sociology. Sociology is a semester-long elective in the social studies department. What is sociology? It is the study of how groups interact with other groups. So we talk about topics such as the family, crime, how you're socialized, and it's primarily a project-based class. So we do a project for every unit. We do a lot of in-class work. There's not a lot expected outside of the classroom. We also do a lot of collaborating together and talking. So it has to be a class where you're willing to work with others and discuss ideas about some of these tougher topics. It's a lot of fun, and it's only a semester long, so it's definitely worth a spot for your social studies elective credit. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or find me in person.
Hello. If you are a student that's interested in learning about the human mind and how we behave, AP Psychology might be the course for you. AP Psychology is a course that is very vocabulary heavy. We learn terms and learn how to apply them. We use a variety of types of media to get there, from demonstrations to projects to lecture to a variety of different things. You will also get very comfortable with your textbook in this course. We cover units including learning, memory, disorders, consciousness, behavior, experimentation, and all of these units put together help us learn about people and how and why we do what we do.
International Relations is a one-semester course looking to dive into the complexities of foreign policy and international affairs throughout the world. We dive as deeply into topics such as terrorism, U.S. relationship with other countries, and the root causes of some of the issues that we deal with, we meaning the U.S. government and the people of the United States deal with on a daily basis today. Topics we discuss are terrorism. Terrorism is pretty much the focus of attention, as it is the topic, in my opinion, of your time. But we also dive into other issues that are timely. We look at Iran, we look at our relationship with Russia, we look at Iraq, ISIS currently, before it was Taliban in Afghanistan. We also look at how you can solve problems, and there's a lot of group work to be ready to work together and work to solve the problems that our president and people in Congress are looking to solve. And also be able to defend arguments and be able to give presentations. Again, it is a course that relies heavily on what is happening today, but with a perspective and a look to history and why we are where we are today. If you are interested in any form of political science or looking into political science or government or international relations going into college, or just have an interest in the world and how people and governments relate to each other, then this is the course for you.